Welcome to part 4 of the lipoma series, where we talk about what's not a lipoma. What is the worst thing that can happen if you do actually have a lipoma and you don't get it treated? Can lipomas turn into cancer? No. You're looking through your Instagram feed, you're looking through your YouTube video list, and you're like, okay, so there's all this information out there, and there's the swelling, it looks like it's kind of close to the skin. What could it be? So it could be one of many things. I call this the too hard, too soft, and just right list. I mean, you can't say paperweights are the same as apples because they look somewhat the same. So in the too hard list, we have things like ganglion cysts, which are very common at the wrist area. Before we move on, every week I try to upload quality content related to plastic surgery and aesthetic surgery. So please share, like, and subscribe. At the too soft list, we have, well, not many options, but you get the idea. And the just right list, these are swellings which feel almost exactly like a lipoma, so much so that even surgeons do an ultrasound test or an MRI test to figure out that whether this is a lipoma or whether this is something else before we operate. Another question I get asked really often is, what if we leave our lipoma alone? I mean, it's not really doing anything and I'm not very bothered about the cosmetic part of it, but what is the worst that can happen? So it can turn into soap. It's called saponification. This is actually partly how Kybella works. If you want to know more about Kybella, I'm going to drop a video about that shortly. It can turn into stone or a calcified lipoma. These are called secondary changes of a lipoma, and it can turn painful. There are some lipomata which, when they arise on the arm or the forearm, etc., these are areas without a lot of give to them. So as it grows, it presses on the nearby nerve structure, and this can cause significant pain. Finally, it can grow embarrassingly large. So this is typically when it becomes a cosmetic as well as a mechanical function, especially if it's on your back and you're not able to lie flat because it's a mechanical hindrance to your sleep. Can lipomas turn into cancer? No, that isn't how lipomata or liposarcomas work. Liposarcoma is the malignant version of lipomata. It also arises from fat cells. It looks a bit like a lipoma, but it doesn't behave like that. It grows rapidly. It causes quite a lot of pain at the later stages and not the earlier stages. So unless you're actually going in for a checkup, it's very hard to tell what you have. Liposarcomas are thankfully quite rare, and they are also very treatable. The key is early diagnosis.